We are going to be demonstrating head collar conditioning with Cash. He is a 2.5-year-old Australian Shepherd who has never worn a head collar before. So the first step that we're going to be doing is how to teach Cash how to put his head through the loop. So I'm going to make the loop nice and wide, and I'm going to, you can see that there, I'm going to make it nice and wide, and I am going to lure him to put his head through using treats. So it's important that you don't put the collar on the dog's face, rather use the treats to get them to place their nose through on their own. You're going to do that a couple of times. Once he's comfortable, you're going to switch to putting your hand under the chin like I just did there, and holding the head collar so it sort of sits on his nose and giving him a couple of treats while it's sitting on there. So you're going to switch to this as soon as the dog is comfortable with having the head collar on their nose and they're eagerly putting their nose through, and this is to build some duration of feeling the strap on their face. And he's done really well with this, so I am going to go ahead and try to clip it on. So I'll give him a couple treats to chew on, and while he's munching on those, I'm going to reach up and clip those straps on behind him, just behind the ears. As far as fit goes, you want to have that strap behind the ears fairly tight, and then that way it can sit a little bit looser on the nose and it doesn't bother their mouth or get in their eyes. And he seems totally fine with that on his face. I'm going to give him a couple of treats for having it on. And we're going to take it off, and I'm going to repeat that step. Again, giving him a couple of treats so he's busy eating those, and then reaching around and clipping the head collar on behind his ears. So he seems really quite comfortable with this at this point, so we're going to move forward. I'm going to ask him to do some basic behaviors, like sit and down while he's got the head collar on. You can see he's sort of registering that it's there and it feels a little bit funny, but he's not super bothered by it. This clip here is just a close-up slow motion video so you can see better how I put the head collar on. So again, just giving him a couple of treats, he's busy eating those, and then I can grab the straps and get them all settled and fit it up behind his ears. Now that you've gotten your dog comfortable with having the head collar put on, let's start teaching them how to walk with it when on the leash. First, start by taking a few steps backward and giving your dog a treat. We want to start walking backwards because it's going to encourage the dog to follow you, and it will make it a lot easier to get them used to walking with the head collar. If the dog paws at the head collar, simply make a funny kissing noise like to interrupt them and give them a treat. If they're really having a hard time, go back a step. Continue walking backwards and keep the leash loose during this stage. We don't want to put a lot of pressure on the leash right now because that's actually going to make the dog paw more. You can also try placing a line of treats on the floor and let the dog eat them, making sure that you're not putting pressure on the leash during this exercise. It's just another little trick to help to get them used to the head collar. Keep treating and make sure you're giving a treat every 1 to 3 steps. If your dog is having a hard time, treat more frequently. You'll see here in the video, I'm treating him pretty much every step I take. That will help them to sort of get comfortable with the head collar and associate it with good things and not worry about the funny feeling on their face. When your dog is doing better and they're not pawing at it anymore, you can begin to work in a few steps forwards. You do that by backing up as you were, giving a treat, and then walking forwards. So you don't just turn and back up again. And you're going to continue to treat every 1 to 3 steps. Good boy, Magnus. Sit. Good boy, let's go. Good boy. Good boy. Excellent. Sit. Good boy. Let's go.